guys, it's Talya, and this is my handsome hubby, Luke.
What's up, guys?
And we are really excited to get to talk to you today about something that is very near and dear to our hearts. And it is about how to avoid financial fights as a couple. This is something that is like a huge epidemic in at least America. I know studies show that the #1 cause of fights and divorce in the United States is because of financial fights and issues. And this was something that Luke and I really struggled with. We're going on 9 years of marriage in June. Yeah! Do like the quarterback slap on the butt.
But no violence. We're not.
No violence.
No.
And this was something we were constantly struggling with. It was probably one of the biggest weaknesses in our marriage. So we were following along right with all the other statistics. But we have since managed to turn that biggest weakness in our marriage into, I would say, one of our greatest strengths.
I agree with that. I was going to say that too. I think it's one of our strong suits.
I feel like I just have a partner I can trust wholeheartedly, 100%. I feel like he's just an extension of me, and I feel like it's vice versa, and we feel like we have each other's backs, and we have the same common goals and shared vision, and that all really started with just an attempt to try to get on the same page financially so that we were avoiding those big fights and those big blow-up arguments. So it's not like we're perfect or have it all figured out, but we do want to share with you some of the things that we've learned. Okay, well, first off, it doesn't matter how much money you make. A lot of people want to blame their financial fights and issues on the fact that they don't make enough. That's completely bogus. When we were fighting about finances, we were making it about over twice what we are now, and we did not have kids. So we were making more, and we had less responsibilities.
Fewer expenses.
You can have fights if you're a millionaire, and you can have fights if you are making $20,000 a year. So don't let that become an excuse.
First point.
First point, and the most important, is getting on a written budget together. And I say written because it means that it is down in stone. You guys have both looked at it, you've both worked on it, and you know how much money is coming in and where it's going. If you even leave a few dollars out of that budget, then it's going to be open for, fights. Because, who gets it and where does it go and what happens. If you don't discuss what happens with extra money or when things cost more, if you're not prepared and you're not constantly discussing it and on the same page, those surprises are going to pop up, and it's going to not necessarily always lead to fights, but it definitely leaves the door open for fights and leaves you kind of exposed and vulnerable to that.
It's never too late. You can start planning for next month. If this month's just not going to work out, no problem, but you definitely should budget before the month begins. Take us at least 3 months to really get a realistic budget.
I would say at least 3 months to get a realistic budget. The first one, we were just like totally candy coating everything, dreaming. Yeah. The second one, we were just
almost went the other way.
Broke as a joke. We didn't have any money for anything. We were starving ourselves. And then by the third month, we were kind of figuring out. And then it was the fourth month that we're like, yeah, we have something that works, that we can both be excited about and get on board with.
And that's all part of the budget process, to create realistic goals. You're both part of the process, and the budget definitely is the key to creating that. And again, we're going to need a follow-up video to talk about that in detail, because that's the most important step.
So, communication and budget, that goes really hand in hand. Number two
is really savings. If you have savings in place, even if it's a very small savings, the bumps in the road don't feel as harsh. Really, the question you should ask yourself is, how secure do you want to feel? Because if you have a very small savings in place right now, then a small emergency will be fine, but anything bigger than a traffic ticket, you could really feel that and feel a lot of pressure and stress. But we've felt much, much less stress. And now that we have savings in place.
That is super important, because if you don't have a little savings set aside, then the stress level is just so much higher, and then therefore you're going to be so much more prone to getting in arguments and fighting and taking things out on your spouse. I mean, if you have enough set aside to replace a flat tire when it goes, it's going to be, it's just going to make all the difference in the world, and you're not going to be turning on each other because you've prepared for the surprises. So don't be surprised when life happens and when stuff goes bad, because you can just expect it. So just set aside some money, whatever that looks like for you guys. You decide on an amount that's comfortable, and do not touch it. It's your rainy day fund. It's when things just go to pot and you need to bail yourself out. So rather than yelling at each other, you go to your savings. You can give yourselves pats on the back for doing it, thumbs up, and then replenish that as soon as you have needed to spend it. All right, so we have budget, savings, and now the third one to avoid fights with money is to celebrate.
Yeah. Have fun. And when you have goals and make goals together, even if they're really small goals, to take time to just enjoy that process and together say, we kick some ass.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, you just said kick.
I did, but it's a donkey in the biblical sense.
This is so important to remember to celebrate and take time to really party and just be like, yay, and not necessarily party with money, but just to be like, yes, we did it. It just reminds you that you guys are on the same team. Become each other's cheerleaders. It just makes all the difference in the world, and you remember, like, hey, we're not fighting each other, we're fighting the world.
Right.
And all those flat tires out there, and all those leaky roofs, and everything that wants to steal our money, it's him and me.
Yeah, versus them.
And we're gonna take them. Yeah. I think we just nailed that.
Nailed it.
Budget.
Really?
Savings.
Don't you spit. All right, let's try this one more time.
Budget.
Number 1, budget.
Budget.
Number 2,
Savings.
Number 3,
celebration. So yeah, I hope this helped. We would love to hear if you guys have other ideas that have helped you in your budgeting process, or things pitfalls that you would hope others would avoid. Please leave comments. We would love to hear about it. And yeah, check out our other videos. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Maybe you'll become rich.
Maybe. That will happen. Probably not. Hey, and check back, because this budgeting video is going to be awesome. You never knew it, but budgeting can actually be pretty sexy.
Maybe we should do like Valentine's Day budget special. Ooh, spreadsheets, numbers, Excel.
401k.
Gross domestic income.
AGI. Taxable brackets.
Kids are attacking.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.